Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Supernatural Show, the show that is not for entertainment purposes only. And today we're going to talk about Gasara, whatever you want to call it. It's something that's been floated around on the internet and among people for actually a very long time, but now we have, like, for instance, the U.S. debt clock is actually saying they're rolling it out September 1st. So we're going to take a look at it because this would be the new digital cryptocurrency that they've been hinting at for quite a while. And you're going to kind of hear both sides of the coin, you might say, as to whether this is a positive or a negative thing. It's going to definitely seem positive. We're going to get into all of that, and wanted to say hello to Roxy, who is here with us again today on the show.
Hello.
And Miss Kim was here co-directing behind us and in the moderation as well. My shoulder here. And might as well just go ahead and kind of get right to it. No need in wasting any time.
Well, before we get into subject,
real quick,
we need to cover tinfoil hats.
Super Dave. Yep. And we need to recognize Super Dave. And we need to recognize Super Mike Smith as well, as part of our team, because they help out a lot. And I'm grateful every time I see them in the comments. And I'm going to be seeing more of both of those guys. And having them on the show.
Don't go watch Super Dave. He's got his own channel on his own show, so go check him out, folks.
Yep, Super Dave 44 is Super Dave's channel. Yeah, I would suggest you go over and check it out. He's on YouTube. Yeah, let's cover that real quick. Let's.
I'm excited. I want to see the competition. I want to see these hats.
Well, it's a good thing you can't compete, because oh boy.
I've only got 3.
She goes over the top with these
everything.
Well, everything pretty much. But we're here on the website, the TheSupernatural.Show website, and as I've been saying, I've been making a lot of upgrades and improvements to it. One that is really, really cool. Well, several, but one that's really, really cool. But I'll show you that in a moment. But I want to show you, and as you can see the image here on the left, it says the Supernatural Show 2025 10 hat contest.
We can't see it.
You can't. Oh, I guess I got to click that button. Yeah, thank you for letting me know, because I went right on.
You're most welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you. 2025 10 hat contest. See, on the Supernatural Show, we talking about a lot of very, very serious things, and we don't really have a lot of fun. Since Roxy's been on here, we have a little bit more fun, but Roxy and I were talking about doing this, and well, we decided to go ahead and do it. And that is have a contest for people to make tinfoil hats and make a little fun of the people who made fun of us for decades, saying we were conspiracy theorists and tinfoil hat wearers and all this kind of stuff. But turns out we were the ones that were right all along, and they were the ones that were wrong. So if you want to check out the tinfoil hat contest, come here to the website, the Supernatural.Show, and click on the image here of the tinfoil hat contest. Once you click on that image, it's going to take you to a page that will give you a lot more information about the tinfoil hat contest. And one thing that you're going to be doing, or that I would encourage you to do, is just have some fun. You don't have to be fancy. You can just make a simple tinfoil hat, whatever you want to do. But have some fun.
Or you can go as elaborate as you want.
Now,
and Shannon brought up a good point yesterday on our show, which I had not thought of, which has given me all new ideas now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the beauty supply place, you can buy colored tinfoil.
I did hear her say that. Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's on now.
Oh boy, here we go. So we're going to make tinfoil hats too, guys, but we're not going to compete, because, you know, the voting might be unfair, okay? Because y'all guys, as the viewers, are going to be the ones doing the voting on who wins the contest and who gets the prizes. The prizes are simple, but pretty cool. We're gonna have a plaque for the winner, like a plaque or trophy type plaque, something simple that's just gonna say that you won the 2025 tinfoil hat contest for the Supernatural Show, and that you are the resident commander of the tinfoil hat people. And we're also going to give away a, if I have it laying right here, I don't, or I thought I laid it here. Well, I don't have it. It's in the bedroom. I'm going to give away one of just a couple that I have, a Walking Liberty 100% silver 50-cent piece from the 1940s. Okay. It's a silver coin, one of the nice big ones. And it has the Liberty walking on the back in the dress. And I could go into all that, but I ain't going down that rabbit hole right now about what she is or what it ain't or he is or whatever. But anyways, let's stick to the contest of having fun. Okay. And that is, there will be some prizes, all the rules and everything on the website. If you come here right under where it says instructions and other information, there's a little bit here, but there's a button here that says read more, and you can click on that, and it has all the details in there. And if you come down a little bit further, it's supposed to be a let me refresh my screen real quick, see if it picks it back up. But there's an RSVP button that's supposed to be there, allow you to RSVP. I'll check it out if it's something's how. There it is. It's there now. You can come here, and all this means is that, hey, I'm going to try to build a hat. So you just simply RSVP and build a hat, okay? And you'll be submitting your photos and stuff. There will be a place here for you to submit your photos, and all that will be right down here as well, here in the very near future. Matter of fact, by the 1st of the month, which is when the contest starts, it's going to run for 30 days. You can submit your photos while you're building it, as well as when you get done, okay? And then everybody will vote, and that's the tinfoil hat contest. Now I want to take you back up here because there is another page I want to show you. And let's see here, under Beyond the Veil. Come over here to Beyond the Veil. But Beyond the Veil is something where prior to the show going live, we're already live on the website. You can go to, if you want to know, I wonder if they're going live today. All you got to do is come here and click on Beyond the Veil, and you'll see us in there. If we're in there talking, getting ready, say around 1 o'clock or 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, you're going to see us in there, and we're going to be talking and doing what we do here, except for it's more orientated to talking about what we're going to be talking about, and probably saying some things we can't say live on here because of the restrictions of being censored on YouTube. Or we might
just be talking about what we had for lunch before we go live. It could be anything.
There's that too. And that's the Beyond the Veil live page. There's also something called the Beyond the Veil Roundtable. That's another tab here. And if you come to this page, you're going to notice that there is another window for a live room. Okay. And what you can do, and I'm going to set some times up on here as to when the normal meeting times are for people, so that everybody kind of has an idea of a time when there might be some people to come hang out with. And who would be in here are members of the website. You have to be a member of the website in one form or another and be logged in, and you can come here. There's a password, you type it in, and you've got video and audio. You don't have to have your video on to be talking and stuff, but you can do both if you want, or do just audio. But it's for members of the website. It's real easy to use. You can share your screen and show people things that you're talking about and looking at. There's lots of capabilities for you to do. And that is on the website, TheSupernatural.Show, in the Beyond the Veil area, Beyond the Veil Roundtable, where you can go and discuss these things. And it is, when it comes to the internet, this room here is as far as you're going to get beyond the veil, meaning no one's listening. It's not recorded. It is what's called peer-to-peer video chat, okay? Meaning there's no server. It's not running through Google, or it's not running through any server. Y'all guys are talking just like it's better than a cell phone conversation. It's just nobody's going to hear except for y'all guys, okay? The only people that know what's being said in that room are the people in that room. And I could go more into technical explanation, but there's no need to. So now, with that being said, let's go ahead and go to our new money generation or revolution, whatever you want to call it. Let's look at the website real quick. Let's see. Do I have it up here still? Where'd it go? U.S. debt clock. What happened to it? Let's just pull it back up again. The U.S. debt clock. And it's really interesting what they're putting on here. And this is not the only place this is being put out, okay? This is the whole new crypto money system that they're talking about coming out with. And they're going to forgive all the debts that everybody has. And then they're going to be giving out a stipend every month to everybody. And apparently, because if you click up here on this little window, it says secret window, you click on it, it brings this up. Apparently, it's rolling out September 1st, 2025. Now, it says free book, PDF download. So I clicked on it and brought that up. And that's what this is here. Now, I haven't read through this. I know and have heard a lot about this for years, okay? But I have a lot of skepticism when it comes to this whole setup and this whole thing, because I feel like I'm being led into something by something that looks too good to be true. Just my opinion. But I do want to know about it, and I know y'all guys want to know about it as well. So me and Roxy are going to look through this. We're going to read it. There's 34 pages. We're going to try to get through it, and we'll look around at a few other places maybe as well. But let's go ahead and do that. If we're just looking at this first page here, Roxy, you said something?
The references I found online are calling it the quantum financial system.
The quantum, let's do that. The quantum.
QFS, quantum financial system. There you go. Time you put in Q, it come up.
Right. Well, let's click on news first. 1 week ago, the quantum financial system, July 2025, opening moves and intraday high probability alerts. And that's from Newser, blockchain reporter. What is QFS account? Everything you need to know. Urgent plan needed to transition to post-quantum cryptography together. So obviously there's chatter out there about it in news reports and propaganda about it. So yeah, let's look at. I want to look at images for a second and just see what I see. Oh boy. Okay. Let's open that up. Might take a look at it. A brief introduction to the quantum financial system. This is from March of 2022. And you got a free download book. Okay. Let's download it. And I don't want to do that right now, so I ain't going to download it right now. But we're going to look at this one for now. This comes, again, off of the Debt Clock website right here. And I like to look, for me, I like to look at the symbolism of what we're looking at here. Anytime they put these images together, it's very intentional. Now, it looks like that we're looking at multiple windows, like windows within windows. You see how it's framed, like if you were to frame a real fancy painting or picture or something, you got windows within windows. And you've got all these images of different kinds of valuables, it looks like, and little small images that are here as well. And then you've got, I don't even know what that image in the background there is, but you got the United States with the U.S. Treasury, 1776 listed on there. Up at the top, it looks like you got a bunch of pixie dust. You got an angel inside of an orb in the upper left, which we've seen on this imagery before. An angel in the orb, angel of light. And yeah, so let's keep going. Let's go down to the next page. Again, I haven't read this, so we're going to do it together. Me, you, and Roxy. I guess these are the pages or the chapters, kind of like. Number 1 is a den of thieves. 2 is the tally system. 3 is the Bank of England. 4 is
that's just a table of contents.
Yeah, table of contents. Colonial script, failed fiat currencies, the silver swindle, greenbacks, the crime of 1873, federal debt money, money creation magic show, rigged by the banks, the Great Depression, deflating dollar in slow motion, the debt money ripoff, theft of another name, inflation, interest, the elephant in the room, derivatives, tariffs, what is money, liberty versus tyranny, the bank squeeze, G-money, devolution, instead of evolution, de-evolution, devolution, a simple plan, transfer of power, money reinvented, debt to wealth, sovereign wealth reserve. Just kind of looking around the rest of the imagery, just seeing what I see. New money revolution. Here we are on the 3rd page. And I guess I'll just read it. It says, this is going to a biblical reference. It said, and Jesus went into the temple of God and cast out all of them that sold and bought in the temple and overthrew the tables of the money changers. And that is the basic script out of the Bible that I recall. It says the second temple in Jerusalem, money changers. Interesting, the only time Jesus showed any kind of aggression or physical display of anger in his entire ministry, as the Lord withdrew his disdain for cheating people out of their money throughout trickery? No. The interesting thing is, with this subject, because I've done a video on this in the past, because I looked at the current money system that they're implementing, this one here, this new one that they were getting ready to roll out. And according to the story in the Bible, Jesus got mad because they were turning the temple of God into a money system. Well, Jesus also told us that we are the temple of God, that our bodies are, that we are. And now what they're doing through, what do you call it, biometrics, like how you can use your finger if you want to turn your phone on, and all these sensors that people are putting on their body, what they're doing, I believe that is going to be tied to this new monetary system. They're going to be monitoring your biometrics along with things we don't even understand, and it's going to be tied to your money. So what they're doing is they're literally, in my opinion, this is kind of like turning the temple of God into a money changing place. And I don't know how many of you know much about that, but it is a thing.
You need to look into the Internet of Bodies.
The Internet of Bodies, yep. So it says the Federal Reserve Sanctorium or something like that. Today we are witnessing money-changing crime of monumental proportions. Every day our labor and life energy is stolen from us by a system that was designed to transfer the wealth of all working people to a small elite class of money overlords whose only desire is power and control, and nothing to offer but misery and bondage. And of course, that is absolutely true. Absolutely true. The tally system, the first encrypted ledger. It was showing you the design of an old ledger system they used to use, cutting it out of boards. Interest-free tokenized assets. It's hard to believe in our technological age, but there was once a time in England that for 600 years before banks, money was counted on tally sticks, pieces of board. Perfectly forgery-proof sticks of wood that were split lengthwise for two parties to keep track of financial transactions. Mostly taxes lost to history. Can the tally stick era return? The tally stick fire of 1834. Honest money reinvented. Yes, we now have the technology to create a system that can function as a debt and interest-free money ledger, forever freeing humanity from the fractional reserve banking scheme dreamed up by in medieval times, to create an asset-backed currency where the people can once again become the owners of their life, liberty, and property. A structure of currency that eliminates theft and corruption by the oligarchy. Sounds good. I'm not so sure how good, but it's going to be. But it sounds good, and it's going to smell good and taste good. But it's going to be bitter.
It sounds like a fantastic plan when you read all this paperwork.
Yeah, when you get through it.
But they don't ever tell us the truth about anything anyway.
No. And I'm worried that the same people that are saying they did this, we didn't, and this was done, and it's all crooked and everything, and it's the same people telling us this new story is what I'm concerned about. In England, says debt as money. In England in 1694, a grand experience was originated. What if money was converted from something of value to a future obligation, a promise to pay, blessed by the government? The world would never be the same. A war makes debt. Empires cost money. Discipline needs to be maintained among the subjects. From the years 1694 to 1763, England piled up massive debt, fighting many conflicts. Just from 1756 to 1763, they doubled their debt from 75 million to 150 million. That ain't nothing compared to what we're doing now. But okay. The experiment worked. Today, with very few exceptions, the world operates on a promise-to-pay system, which is why your money is called a note. You know, like your dollar or your $20 bill, it's a note. It's a promise to pay. It's not actually anything. It's just paper. It's worthless. But because people believe it's money, it makes it money. It's all about belief. Money issued as debt created from nothing. The banks have even gotten the world to believe that this unpayable debt and unfunded compounding interest is a security. Colonial script. 1690, Massachusetts. First colonial paper money. The British law that banned the issuing of paper money in the American colonies and required the withdrawal of existing paper money. The act demanded the payment of taxes owed to the crown in hard currency, gold and silver. The effect was devastating to the colonies, causing a shortage of currency, greatly affecting trade and commerce. And showing us some more images of the old money out of Maryland. Okay. Benjamin Franklin, 1793. The colonies would gladly have borne the little tax on the tea and other matters had it not been that England took way from the colonies their money, which created unemployment and dissatisfaction. The inability of the colonists to get power to issue their own money permanently out of the hands of George III and the international bankers was the prime reason for the Revolutionary War. Failed fiat currencies. And again, guys, if you're just getting here, we're reading a PDF off of the U.S. debt clock. They're talking about a new money system being implemented on September 1st. And they're calling it several different names they're giving it. One is called cryptocurrency. Two, it's called Nasara. And then there's also a name called the quantum financial system as well. So when you're on here, you can download this PDF right here. And that's what we're reading, is through that PDF. Failed fiat currencies. History is littered with empires that have collapsed for many reasons. But one of the surest ways to destroy a society is to debase its currency. The Federal Reserve dollar has lost 97% of its value since its introduction in 1913, which is true. The new U.S. dividend dollar is a revolution in wealth preservation. The U.S. dividend dollar?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing everywhere. USA dividend dollar.
Let's Google that too. USA.
Supposed to be a asset-backed currency.
Right. Divide and conquer. Okay, divide and conquer. Hey, that's perfect. The U.S. dividend dollar. And put the word dollar on there. Dollar. Their words worry me sometimes. All right. So we Googled it. Yes. Liberty All-Star Equity. Blah, 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 blah. Let's click on news and see. It says U.S. dividend dollar. I don't know. We'll have to look at that. Let's keep going on our PDF here. So they've got different instances here. 10 marks per dollar to 4.3 trillion marks per dollar. Giving different examples of how the money has been devalued.
Survey done?
Over the years. Different countries.
You gotta have permits and surveyor. You ain't never gonna get no trailer on that land.
You know you're live on the air, right, Roxy? You're not muted. He's helping somebody on the side.
Sorry, I am now.
All right. Tell them to get the permits done on that land. Okay, the silver swindle.
I got company, sorry.
Yeah, okay. Well, just mute if you have to. Roman era, USDC era, the silver swindle. So, we've got 270 BC, 95% silver content. 200 AD, 55%. 300 AD, 5%. So in other words, they started reducing the amount of silver out of the money. And over here in the United States, we went from the silver coins like the one that I have that I'm offering to give away to the person who wins the tinfoil hat contest. That one is 90-some% silver. And then in 1965, they come out with the new quarters and dollars and such. That was zero silver. There's no silver in them. But it says now silver to gold price ratio 100 to 1. Silver to gold mine ratio 8 to 1. That right there, that's a walking liberty. That's actually one of the coins that That's like the coin that I'm giving away for the tinfoil hat contest. That one right there. Okay, not sure what they were trying to show there. So silver has been the central medium of exchange for centuries. The big banks know that they must suppress the price to maintain the illusion of value for their fake fiat debt money system to continue. There's literally a lot of just obvious truth here in what they're saying. It's just, I'm worried about where they're trying to lead us. Fool me once, you know. So here is the greenbacks. I'm going to talk about the greenbacks a little bit, I guess. So 1862 to 1865, the Union. To fund the Union cause in Civil War, European banks wanted to charge 24%, 36% interest. Instead, Lincoln printed debt and interest-free greenback paper currency to continue the war.
There's a section of that information right there they have not included, by the way.
A section of the information? What do you mean?
No. Right there where you're reading, where you're talking about the Union cause in the Civil War. Lincoln decided to issue bonds. A Wall Street banker named Coy sold them. They wanted the banking firms of like J.P. Morgan and those to buy the bonds to fund the war. Nobody wanted to go in that deep. So this banker Coy, he decided that basically he would buy them and sell them at a higher rate to individual citizens and make it a patriotic thing. And that's how the bonds got sold.
Oh.
But he's the same
war
one.
Bonds.
Right.
The war bonds. I remember those.
He is also the same person that probably single-handedly caused the Depression. He tried to take those profits and run a railroad and build one and couldn't get the funding, and it crashed him, and he was one of the biggest bankers on Wall Street, and you ended up in a Depression. They left that part out.
Yeah, and they'll leave out a lot. This 34-page document that really don't have that much writing on it is not telling the whole story, of course, but they're leading us somewhere. So that's why we're looking at it, see where we're being led. So the panic of 1873, several factors converged in the fall of 1873 to create panic and a depression that lasted for years. The two main monetary causes were the planned calling in of greenbacks and the demonetization of silver, which contributed to a stock market crisis. Okay. Back up just a little bit. There you go. The Greenback Party emerged out of the financial chaos of 1873 with a simple idea that the greenback should be issued unbacked, debt and interest-free money to stifle the influence of the big banks, while having half of the equation for honest money in hand. Their approach still led to the disaster of the Federal Reserve Act of 1913, which gave us 100 years of servitude. Again, some truth there. You know, you may or may not realize it, but you go out and work at a job where you don't own that business, and most likely it's a large corporation or a federal government or a state government or some kind of government place, and they give you some money, and there's no way possible, if you're working a job, a regular job like a regular human being, to keep that money in your hand. It will run through the fingers and get away from you, guaranteed. The system is so set up with taxes and there's corruption everywhere. Every dollar you get just gets sucked right out of your hands, and I know most of you can relate. The crime of 1873, dollar to silver ratio. We work for food, fiat currency, or gold, but I prefer silver. Wizard of Oz, money creation is a scam. Only a wizard love. You know, follow the yellow brick road. And
hang on one second. We just had somebody, Counselor Brotherhood, in the comments. He pointed out that this isn't an actual government site. Yes, Brotherhood. We understand this is not a
Yes.
.gov. Several shows back, we run up on this through the Ingersoll Lockwood links,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a lot going on of how we found it. But yes, we are aware. Just to clear that up, I didn't want anybody
Yes.
to misinterpret that.
Yep, we are aware. But thank you for making sure we're aware. We all need to work on this together. It says GoDaddy doesn't say who owns the domain. Who knows how real any of this is? I agree. Because if you go out there and start looking, like just Google some of this stuff, you really don't see nothing. But yet you got other sources and other people hinting at it. I mean, even Trump himself has been talking about this kind of stuff. He doesn't say it exactly. He doesn't say when exactly it's going to happen. But they've been talking about, I've been hearing about this stuff for a long time.
Yeah, now he's all about the golden age.
Yeah, the golden age. And you know they're going to reset the financial system. I mean, they even told us this, the World Economic Forum, this is the great reset. We know they're going to go to crypto. We know all this is in the cards, that it's coming. And this is just one source of information we're looking at. And I am highly skeptical about all of it. I'm just trying to get through some of it to see what they're saying. Because I almost don't want to read it, to be honest with you. So an ounce of silver for a day's labor during a 100-year period from 1773 to 1873, a single ounce of silver paid for the average laborer's daily wage. Today, it would take nearly 10 ounces of silver for a day's wage. The war on the silver price lasted 150 years. If only 2% of the world's population bought 1 ounce of silver, the true price of silver would be revealed, which is between 10% and 20% of the price of gold. Yeah, silver and gold has been greatly suppressed, but silver definitely for sure. I mean, it is actually something that has a real value because of its properties, things that can be used to do, mainly in the technological side of things, but also even when it comes to your body and health. Our bodies need actually silver. Tiny micro silver, but they need it. And we normally get it from the food we eat, or we're supposed to be eating out of the woods. But right now we ain't eating out of the woods, are we? We're eating out of the grocery store that these same people own. The federal money debt dollar, 1913. The Fed. The Federal Reserve System was established in 1913 as a master-class financial scheme, and we know that's true. An enigma so diabolical and obscure that for over 100 years it has foiled any attempt to decipher its dastardly code of destruction. Again, it's a literal slave system is what it is. And we know that's true, but I'm not giving credibility necessarily to this website by saying, well, no, that is true, because I don't trust none of these guys. So it says not federal, and yeah, the Federal Reserve is not federal. You're talking about like federal websites. Well, the Federal Reserve is not even federal. The founding fathers of deception knew that their plan was the perfect formula to deceive and compromise the politicians of the day, to turn over the keys to the magic kingdom of wealth creation. The plan was to create a Ponzi scheme at the highest level, a never-ending cycle of debt and interest to trap the American people into a life of servitude, to take from the government its sacred duty to coin money and regulate the value thereof. You see, originally, and where we really should be right now, is people trading with people. But because we're lazy as a species, we take the easy routes. That's how we end up getting trapped in these, what I like to call a pig trap, drop door trap, basically. Is we take the easy food, the easy way in, and then we end up trapped in these things over and over and over. And I'm afraid that that's where we're headed again. So that's why we're doing this show. Because this is coming, whether it's September 1st, whether it comes next year, 5 years from now, it's coming. Something's going to happen, and they are going to flip the switch on the financial system. And I think most of you realize that's true. The Money Creation Magic Show. Fed debt money multiplier, deception, and illusion. A misinterpretation or deceptive perception of reality. Fed-based money. Deposit amount $1,000, 90% of deposits lent out, 7% interest. Credit supply $1,000. It's even worse than how they explain it right there. Because like when you take your money to the bank, they loan it out like, what is I can't even remember now, but like 9 times. They get $1 put in and they can loan $9 or something like that. It might be higher than that. Fake fungibility. For much of the last 400 years, the banks, with the complicity of the government, have maintained a careful, controlled illusion that money is fully backed by real-world assets. In truth, money is nothing more than a promise to pay. It's literally an illusion. That is true. That paper is literally worth nothing, but it is worth something because you think it is when you go to somebody. And now, back in the old days, we used to be able to say, I've got 50 head of cattle, and I'll trade you 5 of them for blank, blank, blank that you have. And you actually had something of value. Then they went to coins. They convinced people that these gold and silver coins were a good way an easier way for commerce to take place. So you traded the coins. Now I'll give you 2 of these coins for 2 of your bulls, or whatever the case may be. Then they went to paper, which basically is worth nothing. It's literally only worth something in the mind of the holder. Now they're trying to take us to crypto, which crypto is death, means dead money. And they want us to go to that, and then you won't even have nothing in your hand. And if you're a bad boy, how are you going to go get your money out the bank? They're just going to say on your little app on your phone, your account's locked, or you've been penalized whatever amount. It's serious control on a level that even I can't even understand. All right.
Well, I know we all keep talking about, when this happens, you need to hold on to cash. When people say you need to hold on to cash, you're not talking about paper money, because paper money will be worthless if there's nowhere that'll trade it for you.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Exactly. Just checking in the comments here. Thank you, Super Dave, for being here, and Super Mike Smith, for being here, helping out in the comments. Fractionalized banking. Yep. Indeed it is.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. Good one. Monday's a holiday. September 1st, Labor Day holiday.
It's Labor Day, huh? A new birth?
Yep.
Birth or something.
Rod for Sooners 1 said Friday starts the 3-day holiday. Banks closed. Good time to collapse the stock market and bring in the golden age.
Right.
Nice catch there. I hadn't even thought about that.
Who said that?
In the comment, Rod for Sooners 1.
Hey, Friday. Oh, yeah, I see it here.
Hello, Rod. Nice to see you.
Friday starts, 3-day holiday, banks closed, a good time to collapse stock market, bring in golden age. Yep, exactly, Rod. Appreciate that comment. The Inkwell says, if I can't hold it, I don't really own it. Crypto sounded like just what it is, dead money. Yep, exactly. And Daniel says, it was also a banking holiday when they took us off the gold standard as well. and into the Federal Reserve. What was on September the 11th back in the the 01 area? What day of the week was that? Do you remember? It was a
weekday because I was at work. Hang on, I can find out.
If you go on like I've got it on here actually, but if you go on Wikipedia, it talks about how there was supposedly something like this was planned for back then. And I don't know that I necessarily believe that. Tuesday? Okay. I don't know that I necessarily believe that. But you remember the day before that date in September that we're talking about? I don't like to say it too much. Oh,
yeah. And there was quadrillions of dollars.
Yeah, they just said, all this money disappeared.
Like $322 trillion is missing from the defense budget. Our bad. We don't know where we put it.
And then the next day, kablooey. It's crazy. So we don't know where this is going to go, but I'm just highly suspicious of all of it, especially something you cannot hold in your hand. They get to keep it all, but it's the best thing ever now. But they got control of all the money of everyone on the planet. Is controlled in some Bitcoin-like scam, crypto system. So all your wealth is in their hands, but we're going to have true freedom. Okay. Yes, you can sell someone sometime an island in Arizona. Okay, incompetence and malice. Let's see if we can't try to get through some more of this. Between 1929 and 1933, 9,000 U.S. banks failed. The Federal Reserve flunked its first test to backstop the fractional reserve banking system. It meant bankruptcy and unemployment for millions of Americans. For the banking cartel, it was an opportunity, the greatest consolidation of wealth in human history. By any means necessary in the banking world is the motto of the game, extraction of wealth. Lending money created from nothing to buy assets on margin is the perfect application of this principle. A bait and switch margin call is all that's needed to scoop up any asset for pennies on the dollar. The boom or bust cycle, the favorite tool of the banking cartel. And normally, when they're going to come up with an idea like this, we got this new banking system, this new cryptocurrency system that we all know that the United States has a new cryptocurrency system they're setting up. And we all know that Trump has said we want to be the leaders of the crypto industry, along with the leaders of AI and, leaders of everything, according to him. And so we know it's all real. It's just they've got to catch us or have us at the right moment where we're going to be most likely to accept it. I mean, is the economy bad enough now for the average person that we're at that moment? I was kind of wondering that earlier today. I was thinking, if they're going to start it on the 1st, you would think that the economy would be crushed just a little bit more or even a bit more than where we are right now. Or is there something coming, maybe in September, that's going to crush the economy? And then people will be begging for this new system. I wonder, September 23rd is a date. September 23rd, 22nd, just September in general, is a date that is in so many movies that says something bad is going to happen, and it weren't referring to what happened in 2001. It's a lot of movies since then. Matter of fact, I watched a TikTok that you sent me. Yeah, that you sent me, Roxy. And this guy went through the list of all these movies. We've made reference to the one that's called, what's the one with the...
Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, Little Shop of Horrors, where it says, coming to coming soon in a decade, not too far in the future, on September 23rd. Something's going to come down from the sky that's green and it's going to scare the crap out of the whole world. And then there's all these other movies that say they use that same date, like Jim Carrey's Knowing, about when he was talking about all the numbers and this conspiracy kind of movie, and he referred to September 23rd. Yep, and there's literally like just the ones that the guy had in his clips was like probably 20 different high-level movies, and they're telling us something. They're telling us something that's going to go down because they like to brag about these things, and some of these things it's like they have to tell us. All right, so in the biggest inverse correlation in human history, an epic fail on a monumental scale, the loss of the value of the fiat Fed dollar is the worst financial crime ever conceived. Generational wealth stolen in a grand scheme to turn a nation into a land of serfs, where a tiny minority at the top benefit from the labor of millions, with hardly a word of scorn until now, supposedly. It says dollar purchasing power, $1 down to 3 cents now from 1913, which is probably pretty close. And then it says M2 money supply is extremely way up. The amount of money that's been printed and it's in circulation, I guess, is what they're referring to.
I did a really cool thing the other day. I was playing around on the internet and I tried to figure out, in order to live middle income in this economy as a single parent with 2 children, and you have to cover all the bills by yourself, you need to make $61 an hour.
Oh.
That's to live comfortably, to be able. Now, that's buying a house. You've got a car, you got a car payment on, your normal bills. This ain't yachting around the world nowhere. That by the time they take taxes and everything out of it, you need to start in the $60 an hour range. Most single moms are making about 18 to 25.
How much does somebody who works, like, I don't know, maybe an example would be a police officer. How much does like a police officer make per hour, or however they get paid these days?
A lot of times it depends on the department and the size of the city and things of that nature. Most of them, rookies, start in the $50,000 to $60,000 range in South Carolina area.
And that, to some people, that would sound like that's kind of like pretty good, but it actually ain't pretty good.
No.
I mean,
As a matter of fact, the person sitting here beside me is my niece, who is 32. She makes $23 an hour. And how long you been at your job, baby? 10 years. She's a very large resort down in a Dirty Myrtle. She is what is your title? Assistant Director of Housekeeping. Been there that long, and that's all she makes. As a single mom, it's literally all she can do to survive.
Yep. Hand to hand, just check to check kind of lifestyle with no vacations or very little of anything like that. It's just work,
there's no
work.
extras.
Yeah, no extras. I've lived in my lifetime. I've seen a pretty good range of how much money is and what it's like to make certain amounts. There was a period in my lifetime when I was in the real estate industry as a real estate agent, and as ultimately went into real estate investment and real estate even development. But there was a good period there where I was making between $20,000 to $40,000 a month. And I mean, to think about it now, it even sounds like a lot of money. But at the time, it really wasn't that much money. You're not what you would call rich, even if you're making $20,000 a month. I mean, there's been multiple companies I've worked at where I've made $15,000 a month. And yeah, you can survive and you've got a little free money, but it's actually, you don't, the kind of rich that these guys are, they, they've got the money. The money is not what they're really after anymore. The only thing left
They
after
don't
money.
even people of that level of wealth don't even completely understand what money is, because those kind of people, these politicians, movie stars, singers, the ones that we're feeding all of our dollars to with entertainment, they haven't paid a light bill in probably since their 20s, or a car payment, or worried about how much their insurance went up, or any of that. These people are wealthy enough. They got people writing the checks, and the balance in the bank is always big enough that if they want to go get a big fancy $200,000 car, they just write a check like we're going to McDonald's.
Miss Kim, how much was the ring that you said that football player bought? What's her name?
With fiance.
Okay.
A little over 500. $500 million.
So Taylor Swift supposedly getting married, and her fiance is a football player, and supposedly, and this is all hearsay, but
Central
supposedly,
casting.
yeah, central casting. Check your other screen, your control room, and see if your mic's unmuted. Maybe you're not even in there.
Yeah, these people have so much money that to them, a vacation around the world on a yacht is like us going and having a staycation at a beach somewhere close by.
She's getting a $500 million engagement ring, $500 million engagement ring.
Well, I bet you them juice boxes love seeing her coming.
No kidding, right? Wait, I'm not even sure it's a her, but anyways, that's another story.
Yep, right. That's another story.
Yeah, another rabbit hole.
I seen that earlier today, an up close visual of one of her dance moves. When she leans back, she's got, and you can see it.
Oh, she's got a bulge.
It's not a big one. It's a little teeny one, but she's got one.
Got a bulge. Mm-hmm.
We talking like, Chow and Hangover.
Like when Michael Obama was dancing on.
Yep.
And he was dancing with Oprah. No, it wasn't Oprah. It was what's that? Other girl's name. But anyways, dancing on TV, and Michelle has got quite the bulge. Yep. And I hope everybody here realizes the fact that most of your U.S. presidents have men as their wives, or either transsexuals who have transitioned from being a man to more like a woman, because they want to put the man and the woman back together as one. It's a really
deep, Ellen DeGenerate.
Yeah, Ellen DeGenerate. Yeah, really degenerate. Deep. But that's what they're doing. These are the kind of people that we're talking about that are running these money systems. It's just, oh Lord, diabolical, insane maniacs on another level.
And somebody in the chat a while ago, which I can't remember which one it was, there's a show, it's called The Gilded Age, and it's about history. Somebody's done some research on it, so I wanted to go watch it. And this is back during the time when you got JP Morgan and all these people coming to be who they are, and the railroads going across our country. Mm-hmm. And if you look at that, there was literally, just like there is now, two classes of people, the rich and the poor.
Yeah.
There ain't no middle class no more.
And your people that you know of, your friends that do pretty well, they're still the poor because they're in debt. They're married to whatever job it is, whatever. They may be driving a Mercedes or whatever it is, and they may live in a big house, but there's no chance that they can stop doing what they're doing, making money, even if they've got. You could have $1 million in the bank, and any kind of a high lifestyle would eat that $1 million up in a couple of years. It's all.
I want to say something right quick. Mm-hmm. This crosses my mind because I've tried to have this talk with my child. These people build generational wealth through trust. If you don't know how that's done, you can easily search it on TikTok, Facebook, Google.
Irrevocable trusts.
Irrevocable trusts that are funded by life insurance. They've been doing this for years. And if you're our age, mine and Daniel's age, there's not a whole lot you can do for yourself at this point, but at least if you explain it to your children or your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, put it in writing. Because, and I understand, when I was 30 years old, if my parents, I'd been like, what? I could care less about that. I'm trying to survive as a 30-year-old mom with 2 kids. So take the opportunity to figure out how to build generational wealth and leave that information for your children and grandchildren, because it's nothing they'll ever be taught. It is our responsibility as parents to teach them.
Yeah, all of your Clintons and your Trumps and all these people, they own a bunch of irrevocable trusts. And in those trusts are held all these different, some of them are shell companies, meaning just they're not even really a company that does anything, but they funnel money through it. And then they have the companies that they own are in these as well. And what it ends up doing is it ends up, an attorney one time when I was living in Boise, and after I had started doing all this kind of work, he flew in with his helicopter to meet me. And he was a really, really smart guy, a really nice guy. And he, his name was Bob, I think it was. And he told me all about irrevocable trust. And he said that what you don't want to own anything, but you want to control everything. And the way to get in control of everything and not own it is through irrevocable trust. That's another benefit of it. And the reason why that is because if you as a person owns something, people can and will come after it. Like in my life, I don't own nothing. I mean, I got a computer here, and I got a fan over there, and I got a few t-shirts and pairs of shorts. Other than that, I don't own really anything. So there's nothing really for anybody to come after me for. And it's somewhat intentional that way, okay? But if I did get, like somebody decided one day to give me a gift, maybe leave a house to me or something like that, I would have to take that and I would have to put it into an irrevocable trust so that I didn't own it. I just controlled it. And if you look into it, you can understand what all that means and everything. But it's a way to protect it. Not only is it a way to build it, it's a way to protect what you have built. Because as a human being with a social security number in this world, if the more money you have, the more problems you're going to have, and the more lawyers you're going to need. That was another place where quite a bit of money went back in the day, was lawyers.
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems, and it's a real thing. So you want to look like you're broke on paper, literally, whether you are or not. That's what you want to look like, and irrevocable trust is one way to do that. All right, I'm really don't even want to read the rest of this stuff, but I do want to kind of look and see where it's taking us here. Let me see if I can just kind of pan through here and see if they get to any crescendo of what they're trying to say to us that they want to do. They're just giving us laying out all the scams that we all have a clue about. Okay. But what are they going to do? And when are they going to do it is really what I want to know. I already know that everything was crooked and that the dollar ain't worth nothing. It never was when they first started it. It was just a fantasy, just like the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it. Kind of like Santa Claus, you got to be asleep. Let's see, debt prison system. Yep. We know that. What is money? And money is the sweat from your brow is what it's supposed to be. But when somebody else is holding everything you have, which is the system they're fixing to take us into, It's not good. Not good at all. Where are you taking us to? Let's go down to the bottom and come work our way back up. I want to see if there's any crescendo here.
And just kind of all that right there is just kind of laying it out.
Mm-hmm. See, the new money revolution, a simple plan. Step 1, sign executive order stopping the printing of new money and the creation of new bonds by the Fed. Guarantee the repayment of all outstanding U.S. debt. Decrease interest rates to 0 on new U.S. Treasury bonds. Step 2, bring the printing of the new U.S. 8 Treasury dividend dollar, that's that new dollar they're talking about, equal to 5% of the GDP a year. To spend, not borrow the new debt, interest-free, 100% reserve currency into circulation. Maintain a stable, that word comes from crypto as well, stable coin. Stable 5% a year into money supply. Step 3, watch as the world realizes the fallacy of issuing money as debt and the worldwide matrix of control through the crooks. Still not impressed. Where's my crescendo? Money reinvented. Own a share of America. Debt-free currency. Okay. Sovereign wealth reserve. Revolution. Separate unenable fund owned by the people. Ensuring asset-backed 3% yearly growth. The new reserve. Variable asset living index. Tokenized sum total of all realized and unrealized tangible USA assets. Still not too impressed. When it comes to money, or should we say valuable things, throughout all of time, for thousands of years, man has created all kinds of amazing, valuable things. And all of this stuff that man has created that is actually has a lot of value is owned by about 1% of the population in the world, if not less, probably less. And it's all stored underground in vaults, all these super valuable things. I once wondered, here it is, all this work that we've all done for all this time, and everybody on the planet is still broke. I mean, something's wrong with that, obviously. There has to be a wealth that has been built up generational. It makes absolutely no sense to be completely broke. Pretty much everybody on the planet forever. Yeah, the U.S. dividend dollar, backed by gold, supposedly. I don't know. I really ain't seeing much here more than I don't know what to call it. Propaganda piece, dream.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is either. It is interesting. And I do think that they are going to, in the very near future, I said this numerous years ago, and then I said it again during the beginning of the pandemic. And I said that they were going to one day start issuing checks on a monthly basis. But it ain't going to be checks. It's going to be crypto. And they're going to give you this in order to get you to buy it into the new system. And then they're going to, in the beginning, it's going to look like there's basically not very many controls on it. But then ultimately, that control is going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. And if you don't think this exists, all you got to do is look at China. They already got it in place over there. China is the future model. I mean, Trump even says he admires how China operates and controls its people. And it appears that China is the model that they're, for the most part, going to implement across the world. I did look around on a few different places, see what I see when I pull up like TheSupernatural.Show, see people talking about it and things, and it's like, I don't even know, it's crazy. It's like, this one says, the Ashtar command reveal what's coming next in the TheSupernatural 2025. The final reset has already begun. So what, now an alien race is telling us to do this and going to show up maybe. Maybe they're riding that comet. You know, the three eye. Maybe they got a bank on that comet.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Maybe to bring
the
us
only
the
executive
gold back
order.
the Anunnaki stole. They said, "Oh, we're sorry, we took it. We're bringing it back."
You don't have your tinfoil hat on, do you?
No, I don't. But I need to get one.
No, you don't. I'm really beginning after I saw this whole thing the other day about the
I got my
Internet
tinfoil,
of Bodies. Or I know you got it. I bought it.
I
Seen it
know.
home with you to make your hat,
I even
which
got my
tells me
beginning.
you've not opened the box and started yours yet.
I even got the beginning of my tinfoil hat here. See?
Okay, and that's what we done, everybody. So that you make sure that it fits, we took poster board and made a ring for the hat band. That way you knew if you didn't build it on your head. But yeah, this is very unique.
And I got my tinfoil.
And he's got a tinfoil.
Yeah. We were talking about
Fax
this.
is with us today.
Huh?
Fax, nothing but the fax is here
Nice.
today.
What's happening, brother?
We don't get to see him in here much.
We need to get you on as a guest, man. Been on before. We did a open panel the other day. And
he's our friend across the pond,
yeah,
everybody.
He's on the other side of the pond. There's several of you here across the pond. But we did an open panel the other day, and I was hoping you might drop in, but you must have missed it. But we're going to be doing that on a regular basis, at least once a week. We're going to open the door, allow anybody anywhere in the world come in and talk to us. And
we would like to
spend a
hear
little
from
time
some of
with
our
us.
international viewers. Because see, we keep having this conversation that we know what goes on in our country. Okay, America is very large. People say we're not well traveled. A lot of us don't ever travel out of this country. If you do, it's to like some resort island and you come home, because our country is larger than, many other countries combined. You could travel this country your whole life and never see it all.
Right, that's true.
So we want to know what actually goes on in another part of the world.
But you
What do you
can
think
drive from shore to shore in 5 days.
Yeah, 5 days. But I mean that's driving. That ain't sightseeing.
No, not really. You're doing about 75.
Yeah, all the way.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what life is like where you're at, because all we see is what we see on the news or on TikTok. Our TikTok, I know they say in other countries when they're watching TikTok that they watch America like America watches Florida. We don't see stuff from Germany or Italy or Spain or the UK or places like that. It just doesn't populate our feeds unless you go out and search it, because they've got the algorithm such here that we don't see the real facts of what's going on in other countries. So we'd like to hear it straight from you guys.
Yep.
Because we don't know if what we're seeing is real or not anymore.
Yep. And we just like facts. We enjoyed our conversation with him before, so we'd like to get you back on here, buddy. Talk to us some more. It's not easy to talk with you the way that they have the system set up. It's like they don't really want us talking, but somehow or another we can manage to make it happen through the videos and stuff now, especially with the new system I'm using. We can definitely get you in here. And I wanted to point out one more time about the tinfoil hat contest. Come on here and come down and RSVP. Let us know that you're going to be building a hat, and just having a little fun with us in reference to that. And I also want to point out again on the website that there is the room where y'all guys can meet up at. You can tell your friend, hey, let's meet up in the roundtable room on the Supernatural Show website. And you can come on here. You can share your screen. It's peer-to-peer, okay? This is an embedded window into my site, but the video peer-to-peer where you can talk, there's no in-between server. It's not like Zoom or what's those other ones named and everything that I never use, because you can use this and they're not hearing everything you're saying, and it's more secure. And you can go in here as a group. We can be 1 or 2 of you or 10 of you or even 20 and get on here and
you
talk
never
with each
know
other.
when we may be there.
And you never know when we'll pop in there as well. And I'm going to put a few times on here soon. It'll probably be listed probably right here above this and say when the normal meetup times are going to be. And also, I wanted to remind y'all guys about this, because this is still a thing. So check this out. So yeah, that's still a thing. And if you come on the website, you'll see the Angel Cruise thumbnail here. And if you click on that, it'll take you to a page that'll give you more of the details and information about it. It's a fantasy thing that we have going where we would like to do this, but we only get to do this if y'all do this. I've explained it before, how it works and how the travel industry works and how it would work out, because I can't afford a cruise. But if I can get together a good group of people that want to go on a cruise, it'll work out why actually I get to go for free and y'all guys don't pay any more than you would any other way. And gives us a chance to get together and go out on the waters, and if we're lucky, possibly see some angels. I've had them, as I've explained on the show here many, many times, how I've had them come to me at the water's edge on the ocean, especially, and on the mountaintops, but especially along the water's edge on the ocean. And I would highly suspect that with the energy of all of us, anticipation and good vibe being out there, that we would see some amazing things. So I hope y'all guys do come here and come down. And all this is a pre-registration. You're signing up, you're saying, I'd like to go if it works out. and it's no promise. It's just saying that you would like to go if it works out. Because we don't know the price yet. We don't know which cruise line, and we don't know where we're going to go. That's why we're collecting all this information, all these names, and asking you different questions like how many nights would you prefer? 3 to 5, 7 nights, 10 to 14? Asking you where you would like to go, what the price range needs to be, and all this. And then that'll help us to be able to
Well, and as
make it
we're
happen.
really beginning to look at this pricing, our options, because Carnival has pulled out of Charleston in South Carolina, so our probably 2 load options would either be Florida or Virginia, somewhere on the East Coast. And so we need to kind of get an idea of how many you want to go and when you want to go, so I can really start narrowing down prices.
Yeah. And one last thing is we also have some new products on the website. I have a new, this is a hoodie, I guess you'd call it. And it says, "You can't handle the truth." And it shows a tree stump with a volcano and lava coming out of it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look back on some of the previous shows where we go into the understanding of what volcanoes really are and where does that heat and energy that's coming from below really, what's the source of it? Where did it originate? Is it kind of like fat wood that was left by giant trees that are ancient? Then you go out and you start looking at the volcanoes around the world, and there's some of them that look exactly like this tree stump, and they're volcanoes. Not a coincidence. So check that out. And we have some other ones too. We have like this one, which is "I don't accept your version of reality." And this is like a football jersey, a real big, oversized football jersey material. And so got different products available on the website. So have one if you want. It helps support the show. Because let me tell you, we need all the support we can get. It's not easy doing this. Not easy doing this at all.
This is one of the reasons when I got on today with Daniel, I was like, I'm disillusioned today. I'm having a meltdown. I lost my job, a month ago?
Yep.
It's been a month. I have still yet to get my unemployment started because their online identification system through the government won't work. So now I got to load up. I've got sick grandkids I've been tending to for a couple of days, but I'm supposed to load up and go to a post office and talk to the postmaster to verify my identity to get my unemployment. I'm a month with no income, no unemployment, no nothing, because their government ID me system won't work. I'm about to lose it today.
Their own system ain't good enough.
Yeah, you have to go through, in South Carolina, you have to go through the unemployment website. When you get on there, you file your claim, they verify with your employer you were laid off. No problem. All that was like bing, bang, boom. Because everybody, I used to work for executive recruiter headhunters. I'm in accounting. And I literally clocked out of work one day and was told 2 hours later my job had ended. My bad. We were supposed to tell you 2 weeks ago. So just instantly out of work. The next day, a month ago, I filed for my unemployment. I am yet to get a dime of my unemployment because their ID.gov, which I've had one forever because I'm certified tax preparer, it won't work. So now I got to load up, and their way to verify my identity is I print out a barcode and take my ID to the postmaster at the local post office. This is the most archaic thing I've ever seen. To be a month without any income because I got to go hunt the postmaster down.
That just
in a
sounds
system
crazy.
I've paid into for my whole life.
Right.
I've only used unemployment once before in 30 years of working.
I had actually went back.
Maybe they'll back pay you, Miss Kim says.
Yeah, they'll give me back pay, but the back pay ain't the problem. I need that today. Yesterday.
Back pay's great, but it ain't great until you
It'll
get
be great when it gets here, but that ain't paying the rent.
Right.
No.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
yeah, I'm just frustrated.
I think we've done what we could do with the information we have on that Nasara stuff. It's something that I've heard about for a long time, and yeah, they're getting ready to do something. But normally when they do something or make some big change, they've got to, I would just say, problem, reaction, solution. Because if they want us to swallow a new hook, you see, they've got to give us a problem so that we'll react. And we had one problem happen today. We almost done the show on, which was the shoot 'em up bang bang at the, well, you've all heard about the thing at the school and all that. And I'd probably get my channel terminated if I get on there and start talking about it, because I know too much. If you go back to 2013 up in Connecticut, an event like that happened back there. I'm not even going to say the name of it, but and then you look at the ones that they said got bang bang back then, and then go 3 months later and look at the Super Bowl that came out right after that, and look at the ones seen in the Super Bowl. It's the same little ones, but they're 6 years older magically in 3 months. They just showed us old photos and said they got bang banged. It's insane. And I know that's the case with that one. Is that the case with this one? I have no idea. But I know I'd get myself in trouble. I love you guys. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. Thank you, Super Dave. Thank you, Super Mike. Thank you, RoxyFiles.com.
Thank you. Everybody have a good evening.
And thank you to Miss Kim for helping out in the background, too. We're slowly
And
but
I'll
surely...
be looking for that email fax.
Slowly but surely getting things together. And we're going to be continuing to make more improvements, more upgrades to the show, to the website. If you haven't been to the website before, go there and look around. There's reasons why you would want to be a member of the Supernatural.Show. I love you. Father in heaven loves you. And we see you again Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays for me in this show. And then Thelma and what's the two girls from Scooby-Doo?
Velma and... Oh my God, what's the other one? Yeah.
Yeah,
Thelma and Louise.
I almost want to say Thelma and Louise, but the Scooby-Doo, the characters went out, went out doing all the investigating.
I guess I'm the nerdy girl with the glasses, and Shannon is the pretty one with the red hair.
Yeah, maybe.
What is it? Shannon, I know you're in the comments over there. Who's the other girl in Scooby-Doo?
Velma and...
My brain.
Yeah, we can Google it, but that's why I almost think about y'all guys, especially with that image you put on your show yesterday. So they're doing a show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So the Supernatural Show is now live 5 days a week. I do and host Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and they are co-hosting that show on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
We're holding Thursdays off for a week or two, but yeah.
They are a little bit later in the day than we do this show. But you can check the schedule. We'll keep it updated on the website. If you just go to the website and click on show schedule. So, Max said what? Wilma. Wilma was one of their names, Roxy.
Wilma and Velma.
Velma and Wilma. I think that's right. Yeah, thanks, Fax. All right.
I'm okay with Velma. I'm all good with it. She's a nosy little thing. She's got to know No, Daphne.
Ruh-roh.
Yeah, Daphne. Daphne and Velma. Shaggy. There you go. Mama Rage's Daphne. Yeah. It's Daphne and Velma.
Ruh-roh, Shaggy.
So Soul 7 is Daphne and I'm Velma. I'm telling you, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I think you could work with that somehow a little bit.
We probably could. Scooby-Doo-Doo.
Ruh-roh, Roxy. Gotta go bye-bye.
I know, but just think about Shaggy and Scooby were always happy.
Yeah. It was them snacks. It was them snacks. It was something in them snacks.
It was them special snacks.
Scooby snack. Give me a Scooby snack, Shaggy.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys. We love you. See you soon. I'll see you Friday. Roxy will see you tomorrow along with Shannon. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you.